Oh, he just made a move. He's up and... That's a really bold move.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Today is state qualifying day. Am I going to qualify for the state meet at Drake University in Des Moines, Iowa? Or am I going to go home devastated? Watch and find out. Today is a special video. It was a special race, and I'm really excited to share it with all of you. I ran in the 1600 meter at the 4A District Championships in Dubuque, Iowa, which was the state qualifying meet for my team. State qualifying in Iowa can be a little bit confusing, so I'll break it down quickly. I am in Class 4A. There are 6 districts and about 8 teams in each district. For individual events like the 1600, the top 2 from each district qualify automatically. Place 3 through 8 have a chance to qualify based on time because the next 12 fastest times get in. Every year, the districts get shuffled around, and this year, my district in the 1600 was pretty competitive, so I knew I wasn't going to finish in first or second, and I was going to have to qualify based on time, and my PR was right on the edge of where I expected the qualifying cutoff to be. Let's go to Dubuque, Iowa on a 95 to 96 degree Fahrenheit day and find out what happens next. But first, did you know that about 70% of my viewers are not subscribed? If that's you and you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing and making the investment in me, and I hope to return some value to you. So please consider it. It means a lot, and let's begin with the video.
Parker's down in lane 1. Parker's got his fresh haircut from Great Clips. Actually a really bad looking haircut in the back. Top 2 go to state. Need to finish in the top 8 to potentially get in on time.
On your mark.
So the first lap got out fast, and I knew it would. The leaders went through in about 65 seconds, and I was right attached on their group. I knew I had to go out hard and stick with the pack if I wanted to give myself a chance at being in the top 8 that is necessary to even be considered to qualify for the state meet. But realistically, I knew that I needed to be in about top 7 or top 6. So I held on, kept charging forward, and stayed in the pack of about 10 or so runners. Going through 800 meters was where it got wild. You see, my PR leading into this race for the 800 meter is about 2:11, and we just went through in about 2:14.5, just 3.5 seconds off of a PR. And crazy enough, I was feeling really good. I wasn't really having any trouble breathing. My legs were a little tired, but I felt really good considering I was 2 laps into a mile. I remembered that before the race, I told myself, no matter how you are feeling, with about 2 laps to go, entering that 3rd lap, you have to put in a surge. I had to put myself out there in a position to qualify, so with 770 meters left in the race, I put in a very aggressive move. The split from 800 meters to 1K was about 32 seconds, and I was feeling good. I moved from around 7th or 8th place to 4th in 200 meters, and I was approaching the lead pack, who realistically I shouldn't have even been near considering their PRs, but I was approaching them and I wasn't that far off of them, probably about a second, half second, somewhere around there. And with 550 meters to go, I was feeling really good. I even smiled with 550 meters to go because I was thinking, wow, this is great. I'm feeling so good. This is awesome. I'm going to qualify. I'm in 4th place. But no joke, 75 meters later, as I was approaching the bell, it was like somebody injected my legs with the second most used substance after water, concrete. I entered the bell lap. That 3rd lap ended up being 66 seconds, but my knees were weak, my arms were heavy. Mom spaghetti. With 300 meters left in the race, I was fading hard. I was trying to focus on having good form, but that was quickly deteriorating, and the glorious position of 4th quickly became 5th, then 6th, then with about 30 meters left, it was 7th. I leaned at the line trying to salvage every 10th of a second, finished with a time of 4:34.64, a 2-second PR, and this was easily the hardest mile race I've ever run. That last lap was probably the hardest last lap of any race, even a 32 or an 800. I might have been a little too aggressive too early, but I had to throw myself out there, put myself in a position to qualify. When I crossed the line, I wasn't sure. I thought maybe it'll be enough. At around 12:15 a.m., I received a message from my coach. I got in. I'd been scouring Twitter nonstop for the last 2 hours on the bus, trying to find results from the other districts, trying to add up how many guys might have been in front of me. I was the second to last runner in. I will be racing the 4A Iowa High School State Track and Field 1600, and I'm seated 23rd out of 24. I have nothing to lose. I am excited to mix it up with some of the guys, some of the best runners in Iowa, and I think if I don't get last, it'll be a great day. Even if I do get last, the field is incredible. All of the athletes in the 4A 1600 meter are very talented, so we'll just have to see what happens. Today's inquiry of the episode is, what is the road to the state meet like for you? I know in Iowa it's a bit simpler than in, say, California or Texas or New York, so let me know. And if you aren't in high school, I want to know, did you ever race at your state meet or your national meet, or just what's a meet that you raced at that was really meaningful to you? And share your experience. I would love to read your stories. You know, I have a long time of waiting around over these next few days, so please comment below. Let me know. But before this video is over, I want to give a shout out to Dubuque Senior High School. I had to wait about 7 hours before my race because my team got to the meet early, and the 1600 is one of the final events, so I was there a long time. Like I said, it was about 95 degrees Fahrenheit. It was also pretty humid, and the real feel temperature, the feels like temperature, was about 103. So it was hot. Any other meet, it probably would have been canceled, but since it was the district meet, they're not going to cancel it. I found a place inside the school in a hallway next to a really big fan, and just hung out there for 7 hours, 6 hours before I needed to warm up. I did all my dynamics and stretching in there so that I wouldn't have to be in the heat, and I think that if I hadn't done that, I probably wouldn't have qualified. I probably would have run a little bit slower because I would feel a little bit more fatigued because of the heat. So I will forever be in debt to Dubuque Senior High School. And thank you for following along all season. This isn't the end, so stick around. I am very excited for what is to come. I am so glad that I will have one more video left in my high school running career. Thank you again. Run to the max. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. What are we doing in school?
What do you mean what we're doing in school? Just hanging out, bro.